Hello my friends. So I thought about titling this video Parkinson's, Faking It Until You Make It. But I decided on La La Land. And La La Land is like a little bit, I think, goofier, lighter. There's something that kind of implies a little bit of like an airheadedness that I actually kind of like in this context, even though, well, for this video. And for me, even though like I don't think that that's what's going on in my mind, but that lightness, the kind of goofiness of it, it resonates with me because like I'm kind of experiencing a lot of like different, I think, thoughts right now. Like, so, I mean, those of you who know me, like mental health is a big important deal. And I stopped home to get a Guinness halfway I was playing poker, so I stopped for a beer, and then there's a regular customer who's like really nice, well-intended, but he drinks way too much. And he rides his bicycle, and his aunt had Parkinson's, and he's like, oh, I didn't know that you had Parkinson's, and he was just talking about how worried he was about me, and just gave me all these like ideas, you know, and just went places that a lot of people won't go. But to see the concern was interesting because most of the people that I know, and a lot of people don't really talk about it. Some do, I do, but God, he was so worried, and I was just like, hey, it's okay, you know. And then that contrast between, you know, that level of just like 5-alarm fire concern that was coming from him, you know, it made me feel like a little bit like, I don't know, maybe I am in some kind of like La La Land, you know, but I am okay with it too, because I just can't exist in the alternative universe, which is darker, it's heavier. I go there, doesn't mean I don't go there, but it's just, it's different. And, you know, so with playing poker again too, and again, the La La Land existence, if that's what you want, yeah, that's what I'm calling it, and playing poker. So I've been dyskinetic at the table in the past, but now I'm getting like really intense, hot, sweaty, like effects too. It's like, I don't know, I think it's like just a really bad combination of both, like being perimenopausal and like just not able to like temperature regulate with Parkinson's. I mean, I just get soaked with sweat, and like I've got this like, you know, cute little fan, you know, and I sit there with my wiggles, you know, and people at the poker table are really pretty cool about it. You know, my dyskinetic episodes will last like, you know, anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes at the poker table. The thing is with the poker table is it's like a high stress environment, you know, so like I feel like it's kind of like a natural trigger zone that like I'm subjecting myself to. But you know, what's interesting, it's like my La La Land, like I'm actually thinking about going to Vegas in June. The World Series of Poker is going on right now, and I've played in Vegas for the World Series of Poker, before, not too many times, but tournament poker, another high stress thing. I'm likely to lose. Most people end up losing in tournament poker. It's really, really hard, but there's always that chance, and I have come in first place in a poker tournament or two when I tied with, but it's possible. But when I started to think about like the people who are around me at the table, you know how like people have vibes or they have energy about them, you know, like I feel like my energy is good, but how does my presence, you know, impact those people at the poker table, you know, and them not knowing, and I don't always say that I've got Parkinson's, you know, because sometimes poker tables you just don't really talk a lot. Some tables are more talkative. Excuse me. I don't know. And you know, there's this like part of me, you know, like the big part of me, like the main part of me is always like, I'm gonna live my life, and I'm not there to make people uncomfortable. But do I? You know, and am I a little bit clueless, thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna go to the World Series of Poker in Vegas and rock it. you know, and I don't know, like that's kind of what I mean about the La La Land. I don't know. Does any of this make sense? But yeah, it's like I feel like I have to kind of like exist in this place. It's like when I'm crawling on the floor, you know, trying to get to the couch, waiting for my meds to kick in, or you know, when I have a rough or a bad day, you know, it's like I just don't. It's kind of like, whew, let it go. Just let it go somewhere else, but like in here, because I feel like too, that mental, the negativity, the downward spiral, I mean, like it's called that for a reason. Like it's just not good. It's not good for our bodies. It's not good for our brains. And yeah, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I kind of feel like in some sense, I mean, I have a great cognitive behavioral therapist. I'm a very intelligent person, so like, you know, but I do kind of think that in some respects, I kind of exist in a little bit of a Parkinson's La La Land. And I don't want that to come across in a negative way. It's more of like a survival mechanism, I think, for me. And I guess that's how I'm describing it, even though it might be a little bit different. So, as always, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And I mean, would you sit down at a poker table if you play poker? Or, you know, like if, you know, like what, like, do you put yourself in those situations? Do you know what I mean? Like, and then, you know, I don't want to, like, I don't want to be that, like, person that enters a room and, like, you know, changes the energy in some way. I want it to be good, you know, but I'm also willing to talk with anybody, you know, who, if they were in the room, like, girl, what's up with you? I'm down to talk. But, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, as always, thank you for watching my videos and your comments. I always love hearing from you. I hope everyone's doing fabulous and staying cool. I'm not ready for the California heat that we get where I live. And anyways, yeah, thank you.